Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about unwanted pregnancies in Bollywood movies. In fact, the entire storyline or the plot is continued or exaggerated, or the entire movie is revolving around these unwanted pregnancies. Uh, this imagine 3 hour. It's a 3 hour journey revolving around this topic. You will find this kind of a trend starting in the 40s, late 40s, then 50s, because premarital sex was a taboo. It's still a taboo. People who are doing it will be doing it on a sly or taking some precautionary measures. But those who are like who are who have no choice, and their pregnancy shows up, then it's a different question altogether, because our culture is such that being an unwed mother is absolutely frowned upon and not acceptable. It is an act of sin, cardinal sin. So in Bollywood, you can imagine how things are dramatized and how things are literally taken out of context and sensationalized. And the woman is either hailed as this kind of a sacrificing kind of a female, which is very tragic, or it's very glamorous that she's a teenager and everybody's around her giving her a support, and then that old lover who has ditched her comes back and everything is happily ever after. I'm sorry to say, but pregnancies in Bollywood movies are highly exaggerated, highly dramatized, sensationalized, romanticized, and we get carried away because there's a lot of song and dance. Because when there is a wooing happening, dating scene happening, the guy will be pursuing the woman like a crazed chimpanzee. He'll be like running behind her, chasing her, manhandling her, and the woman will finally relent and start giving in to his sexual needs. Even she is horny and desperate, but then once you're on the screen and you're a Bharatiya Nari, you're an Indian woman, you have to play the shy, coy kind of a girl who will always talk in sign languages or always keep blushing and then say, नहीं अभी तुम्हें रुकना पड़ेगा, ये तो होगा शादी के बाद, and all that kind of thing. And by chance, if these couples, I'm not talking about couples who are married, I'm talking specifically focusing on unwed mothers, especially when in Bollywood movies you'll always see there is this song and dance, right? They'll be running around trees in some snowy mountains, in some forest. They'll be rolling over each another. They will be doing everything, but they won't be smooching. And even if they'll be smooching, it will be a very clumsy kind of a smooch. And he'll be like kissing her belly button, and she'll be having her breast, and he'll be kissing her on her chest, on her cleavage. So it's very vulgarized, love making in Bollywood movies. Looking at it, it's more like a soft porn. Yes, it means this is leading them to procreate. So and then you will see eventually they will not be doing it out of free will. It means there's some weather conditions, like they are singing a song and suddenly there is rain, thunderstorm, and they have no choice, and they will be finding some abandoned house where they have to dry up their clothes, and then they have to be together, and the sparks are flying off, and there's this burning desire, and they can't contain themselves, and they are all over each another, and it's just a tender moment, a sizzling moment. Okay, and it's just once, right? And or they'll sometimes find, you won't believe, sometimes they even find a cave, I don't know from where, to get that act done. In the morning they all dried up, all done, and they go. And sometimes just to show that the guy is not in the plot line, it's like either the girl will be the village billy or some servant who's been exploited, not really exploited, but she's in love, and this guy has to go back to the city or for higher studies to some foreign country, especially US. And by the time he comes back, he doesn't know that she's pregnant because she's hiding the pregnancy, and everybody is like chastising her and ostracizing her, and every time she's being taunted and looked down upon. Sometimes she gives birth and gives handed over to some orphanage, or some rich people are going to take care of her, and she will act like some kind of a servant so that she can be near to the child. There's so much of drama happening, like, they are glamorizing it, keep premarital sex, but it is through love. Sex is sex, love will definitely lead to sex, but the way these people show pregnancies, like, they just, it happens once, and the child grows up, then he finds his daddy, the real daddy. Why should it be so tragic? Why should it be so heroic, right? And why should it be so glamorous? Because this is a very sensitive topic. You're bringing a child in a life, into this world. It's not a 3-hour movie, song and dance, jumping around, and the guy realizes his mistake and he says, oh, and I will marry you, and kind of things like that. And sometimes the marriages are stopped of the leading guy. In the wedding reception, the female will come running with a baby in the hand and saying, this is your baby. And the man will say, oh, this is my baby. Okay. So Bollywood, I can name so many movies which have made millions only showing this kind of a crappy thing. Like आराधना, राजेश खन्ना की मूवी 1969, my god, people were crazy for this creature called Rajesh Khanna. He's a superstar, like, he's nothing big deal, he's got a cute face, but he's so short and skinny kind of a guy, I mean, but then he had that superstar charm, and then he gets this woman pregnant, then he's a pilot, and then he's dead and gone, and then she has to give the child to this to the rich people who adopt them, and she's like this servant, and then even he becomes a pilot. Nonsense is this. There's so much of responsibility involved, and sometimes you'll find these strong-headed females, में ये मेरा बच्चा, ये प्यार की निशानी है. Then people will say, हाँ, कहाँ से मुंह काला करके आई, कलक्षणी, कलंकिनी, इज्जत की दाव, घर की इज्जत नीलाम करके आ गई. So everybody, the family members will be taunting her, look down upon her, and they'll throw her out of the house, and she'll go running to commit suicide, and some other person will help her out. To it's always a man, he will always help her, and she'll be like, bhaiya kyun bachaya, she'll make him a brother, then she'll stay along with him or any of his or extended family as a sister and give birth. These are all tall tales. In real life, it is so difficult to be an unwed mother. It's not just being pregnant, it's taking care of the child, and you need the father. There's nothing big deal about this. You have to think twice. It's not just about a one night stand, it's not just about having sex and then getting pregnant. There's so many things involved in it. That poor child, for no reason of him, will be called a bastard child. He'll be looked down upon, he or she, and even the man, he has to take the responsibility for this, right? It's not an immaculate conception. So women, please do not be carried away with this shit of Bollywood called Sacha Pyar. This is the way a guy will kind of charm you into the bed to get laid. I know even you people need this, but be cautious. Don't just be like, oh, since I love him, I'm giving myself to him. मैंने तन मन से अपना उसको पति मान लिया है. No. You're doing it, be practical about it. yes, even it's my want and I'm doing it, and tomorrow if this guy dumps me, I have to accept it. I have to be prepared for it, and not just be living in this Disneyland, Wonderland, like, oh, my Aladdin, and I'm the Jasmine princess on a magic carpet ride. One night stands are no fun. Short flings are not fun with whom you're getting pregnant with. Unlike movies where the guy comes back accepting because he thinks it's a true love. Just say in Hollywood movies they glamorize. The most playboy guy also finds the true love because this woman is so special and she changes him and rescues him and makes him a responsible person. No, don't get carried away with these concepts. Nothing changes. Nowadays, the minute you say pregnant, they will drop you like a hot potato and run in the opposite direction. Very few people, actually, very few men who are really morally strong, who are really smart and independent, will take up the responsibility. And it will all come on you. I'm really worried about young girls because they get carried away with teenage pregnancy, like teen mom and all that. And everything is connected over here. Our Bollywood movies used to always glamorize, if you love somebody, run away, rebelling against people. Oh, he's a poor guy, I'm a rich girl. And then everything will be fine after having a baby. No, please do not be carried away with these shitty Bollywood themes. True love, वो मुझसे प्यार करता है. प्यार doesn't mean, all over lustily, being all over each another. You can just be decent also. You see the kind of costumes these females wear, always having their breast, their cleavage being shown, and the man always so creepy, crawly, like, always on her navel, touching, hugging her in some weird manner. I don't know, in real life, do you do this? I don't know. But Shah Rukh Khan is a passionate lover. Salman Khan is an amazing, charming lover. Amir Khan is an intense. And we are looking up to these Bollywood. Are Ranveer Singh, are this Varun Dhawan. The old maid was Shami Kapoor. The way he used to chase females in, like, he was this stalker kind of a guy, Akele, akele, kahan ja rahe ho. Okay, the biggest Bollywood impregnated was Biswajit. In every movie, he's getting his women pregnant, and if he goes then he goes for his higher studies, or he's always disappeared from the scene, and then at the end moment, when the movie is getting over, he comes to accept the child. Our olden days movies were no saints, so people are carried away with these concepts. It's my special request for women. This fantasy of mills and wounds and all these kind of things, they are just stories that a man can handle you roughly. There's this rape culture that a woman loves to be manhandled, forcefully kissed, forcefully, undressed. No. To show your true love, that's through lust, that's through dark desires, that's bondage, that's dominating, that's sadism, that masochism. BDSM, 50 Shades of Grey, in bits and parts, in installments. When I see Bollywood movies, just see any song of theirs, it's so vulgar, it's so horrible. Except in the olden days, they used to maintain little bit of distance, but still, how he'll be like literally falling over that woman, and that woman is like he blushing away and all that, being so uncomfortable, wearing first and foremost all those fancy clothes and that wig and that makeup in that hot sun. In the 70s, they used to always go in that Panchgani area, that dry, dusty place. Even the locations weren't that great. Look at that Jitendra. You should see every movie how he is behaving like one slimy creature. Oh, our olden heroes are no saint. Be it Amitabh, be it anybody. How are they misbehaving with their women? Can you do this in your real life? Because our people are watching these movies, they think it's fine to misbehave. Oh, it's a rain, so it's okay. Rain is getting into us some kind of a passion. Rainy season is the best season to procreate. Oh my god, I might make a part 2 on this. So, as and when I will get more thoughts, I will talk about this. But yes, this is a very sensitive, a very tricky thing which we need to be concerned about. Thank you so much for listening to my thought processes, I can say. I feel really, really sad that media actually is glamorizing such things without a single thought. And always the child is very cute and sweet and saccharine sweet, trying to get the parents together, obedient. No. The, the child has its own personality. Sorry, folks, but I am really upset at this moment. I think this needs to be stopped. This disgusting behavior in Bollywood about song and dance and misbehavior. This vulgarization of dating, vulgar way of making love. There are some tender moments. Not this. The way he carries her, the way he... Guys, please, 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 it's a request. Do not look up to these idiotic, foolish Bollywood heroes, leading men. They might be looking good, and their stunts are done by these stuntmen. Don't think they are big heroes, they are not. In the olden days, they didn't even have better bodies. They were just cute looking. Some of them were quite good looking, that's it. Please do not follow them. And women, treat yourself with respect. And men, treat yourself with some dignity. Don't be a coward. If you have done something wrong, own up. When you are sleeping with that female and having orgasmic bliss, at time it was all fine, and now when she has a baby, you just want to run away. Not done. Own up. Be a man for once. Unlike these guys in the Bollywood, okay, they come at the last moment. Be there for. It might be a one night stand, just own up. Yes, now what to do? And be honest enough to say, I'm not willing to take up any responsibility for it. Is there a way out? Can we give this child for adoption? I don't know about abortion. I'm not an expert to talk about it. But own up. That's all I can say. The very reason I'm talking in great depths, because everything is interconnected. Every single thing is interconnected. The way media influences our thought process, the way culture programs us into thinking that wrong is right. Thank you so much for being patient. Please share your thoughts on this. Please give me your feedback. Please, women, I want you to participate in such a sensitive topic. And men, please, your opinions also matter. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.